She came back late, suitcase in hand, eyes calm, almost rehearsed. The house felt smaller that night, like the walls had overheard too much and were waiting for me to notice. She dropped her keys on the counter. I watched them spin before settling flat, like the end of something. "I'm not sure about us," she said. The words were casual, pre-packaged. She'd practiced them in the mirror of some hotel bathroom, I could tell. She waited for a reaction. Tension filled the silence like smoke. I smiled. "Actually," I said, keeping my voice even, "I've already signed the divorce." Her lips parted. A flicker of confusion crossed her face. Not shock, not pain, surprise. Like I'd taken her line before she could deliver it. Then I added, soft but sharp, "Say hi to Mike." She froze. And for the first time in months, I saw her real face, the one she thought she'd buried. Mike was supposed to be a colleague, an old friend from work, someone who just happened to be on the same conference trip 3 times in a row. At first, I ignored the signs, the changed passwords, the quiet messages after midnight, the way she started dressing up to grab groceries. You always notice, but you pretend you don't, because pretending buys time. I'd convinced myself I was imagining things, until one night her phone buzzed on the table while she showered. One message, 3 words. "Same hotel tonight?" No name, just a number I didn't recognize. That was the moment I stopped being a husband and became something else, a quiet, patient observer. I didn't confront her, not yet. I mirrored her calm, kissed her goodnight, packed her lunch the next morning, played my part perfectly. Meanwhile, I began collecting fragments, her flight details, the expense reports from work, a printout of her texts I pulled from the cloud backup she forgot existed. Every message told a story. Every lie had a timestamp. Mike was careful, but not enough. Photos of them together. Hidden folders labeled with innocuous names. Budget, archive, receipts. Inside, hotel rooms, wine glasses, hands. She looked happy in them, freer, lighter. The kind of joy you don't fake. I watched those pictures for hours, not out of pain, but analysis, studying every pixel of betrayal until it stopped hurting, until I could see it clinically, like an autopsy. When she left for her final work trip, I knew what I had to do. I called my lawyer, prepared the documents, signed them quietly. Then I waited. The night she returned, everything felt rehearsed, by both of us. Her perfume hit first, the same one she'd worn on our anniversary, now carrying someone else's fingerprints. When she said, "I'm not sure about us," she was testing the ground, seeing how much I knew. I smiled because I'd already played this scene in my head 100 times. "Actually," I said, "I've already signed the divorce. Say hi to Mike." Her color drained. That name landed like a confession. Her pupils dilated, her breathing caught. She tried to speak, stammered something about misunderstanding, about work, but I just looked at her. No anger, no shouting, just stillness. Because when you already know the truth, explanations sound like noise. She reached for me, instinct maybe, guilt pulling at her body before her mind could stop it. I stepped back. "You know," I said quietly, "the hardest part wasn't finding out. It was realizing how easily you lied while looking me in the eye." Her face crumpled. "Don't," I said. "You don't owe me excuses. You owe yourself honesty. But you're not ready for that yet." Her eyes filled, but I didn't flinch. I slid the envelope across the counter. "Everything's signed. You can keep the house. I've already packed what matters." That last part was a lie. Nothing in that house mattered anymore. She pressed her hand against her mouth. "Did you ever love me?" I met her gaze. "I did, until you taught me not to." I walked out into the cool night air. The silence outside was cleaner than any apology could have been. Behind me I heard a sound, not words, not a cry, Just the faint sound of her breaking quietly, realizing the performance was over. I didn't turn back. You can't look back at ruins and call it home. As I reached the car, I exhaled. For the first time in months, my chest felt empty, but light. Truth doesn't heal you, it strips you clean. And in that emptiness, you finally find peace. She thought she ended us in a hotel room, but I ended her illusion at the doorstep. One truth, one name, and a silence she'll never escape.